Hello, this is a review of the Zebralight SC600w MkIV Plus flashlight. This is currently Zebralight's most powerful output flashlight. It listed at 2300 lumens, although I measured it up to 2700 lumens. I'll just show you here, it looks exactly the same as this SC600w MkIV HI flashlight. The reason why I have that thing wrapped around it is because I'm using it as a bike light, and I don't feel like taking that cover off to show you, but it's exactly the same as the high-intensity version. This is also Zebralight's most efficient flashlight, using the Cree XHP 50.2 emitter, which is an efficient bright emitter. It also has a very nice boost driver, which gives you flat current regulated run times and long run times on a 18650 battery. Now I want to compare this against the high intensity version of this light. The high intensity version is on the left, the plus version is on the right, and you can see the high intensity version has a much more intense hotspot, whereas the plus has a much more floody hotspot. The high intensity version will throw further, whereas the plus version puts out a lot more light. It's about twice as bright as the high intensity version on maximum, but it doesn't throw as well because the hotspot is so much more diffuse. As I mentioned before, I'm using the plus version as a bicycle light, which is great because it is a very floody light. It does give a reasonable hotspot for seeing up in front of you, but the high output and the floodiness of the beam, I think, makes it a really nice bicycle light. The high intensity version makes a better general purpose outdoor light due to the greater throw of it, although some might prefer the more floody version for walks, especially if you don't need to see very far, in which case the plus would make a great outdoor light as well. Here you can see the larger LED on the plus version, which is the Cree XHP 50.2. The high intensity version has the Cree XHP 35 HI. Alright, let's go outside and do some night shots. Okay, through the magic of video, it is daytime, and here is the shed I'm going to be shooting most of the night shots towards. Alright, night comes awfully quick. You can see here it provides a nice floody view of the ground in front of you. It doesn't have a huge throw, but it's great for medium distances, say out to about 100 meters or so, if you're using it at the full 2300 lumen setting, which you won't be using it at that output for very long. It does get very hot, but you can use it for a couple of minutes at that time. When I'm cycling, actually, it will stay at 2300 lumens without stepping down in brightness, just from the coolness from the wind. But generally, I'd probably be using it at around the 75 lumen setting, and that would give you an incredibly long runtime from this light. The specs list the runtime at 77 lumens to be 26 hours, and at around 33 lumens, it's 2.5 days, and I think those specs are pretty accurate. So this light is very efficient. You'll get incredibly long run times from it. Unless you're using it at the high output, you're not going to run out of batteries for a night walk. I use it for cycling, and I keep it at the 700 lumen output most of the time, and that gives me just under 3 hours of runtime. So which generally covers all my bike rides. I carry a spare just in case I run out, or if I want to have fun and crank it up to 2300 lumens for a while. Zebralight generally lists lights from 8 degrees of spot to 14 degrees of spot. I'm just doing a comparison here. The plus is 14 degrees of spot. This is a SC52, which has a 12 degree spot, which is pretty much their typical kind of floody light. Then they have a 10 degree spot here, which is a SC5. And it tends to be a little tight for indoor use, but pretty good as a general light. Then, of course, you have the 8 degree spot of the high intensity version of the SC600, and this tends to be better for outdoor use. And just in comparison here, I'll show you the Convoy C8, which has a very tight hotspot. This is also at twice as bright a setting, so that's why it looks so much brighter as well. So again, just to show you here, this is the high intensity version. I like this one best for walks outdoors because it does have some good throw. But then if you look at the plus here, it gives you a very good flood, and that does show you stuff a lot around you. So I don't know, I may switch that occasionally for outdoor use. Here are the two together. You can see the high intensity has a much more intense hotspot, but the Plus version does have quite a bit more output. All right, guys, thanks for watching.